starting to get nice and comfortable. So you guys just land wherever you like. Let your arms and your legs fall wherever they want to go. Relax your fingers, relax your toes. Tuck your chin in just slightly towards your chest. Roll your shoulders down away from your ears. You're welcome to close your eyes here. You can let them be heavy. And just feeling yourself ground all the way into your mat. Starting to release your day, release your week, and just start to sink in. You are welcome here to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and just really start to notice your physical breath and how your inhales and exhales are moving through your body. How are they landing? What is the quality of each breath that you are taking? As you inhale, filling all the way into your belly, open your mouth, exhale. Inhale to fill up your belly, your chest, your lungs. Big sigh, let that go. Inhale to fill up your belly, your chest, your lungs. You fill up all the way into your collarbones. Exhale, let that drop. When you feel ready, just starting to bring the soles of your feet together to touch. Let your knees fall out to the side, coming into your reclined butterfly. Again, arms are your choice. They can come out wide right next to you. You can cactus them up above your head if you like. Just starting to get heavier into your mat. Of course, you guys are welcome to reach for your props, your blocks, your bolster anytime you like. You can make this practice as restorative as you need it to be. Just noticing here, the closer your feet are towards your torso, the more that you're gonna feel this. So if you need to adjust, you can pull your feet closer in. You can shift them further away. Just listening to your body throughout your whole practice tonight. Listen to what it's telling you to do. Your body and your breath will guide you exactly where you need to go. So as we settle into these shapes, into these postures, we will be holding them anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. So just allowing yourself to sink in and become heavy, staying connected to your breath. Full belly breaths all the way in and all the way out. We knew there was going to be a cat in here somewhere. And this is the part of our yin practice that can be so difficult sometimes. We're tuning out those distractions. Allowing yourself to be exactly where you are. And just letting your practice evolve naturally. There's no expectations. There's no pressure to move into any of these postures if they're not working for you. You are always welcome to modify, take variations, do whatever you need to do to make your practice work for you tonight. Starting to notice here if you can make your breaths a little bit longer, a little bit deeper. Exhales are becoming a tiny bit longer now. We're holding this posture for 5 more full deep breaths. And I want you to see if you can soften your shoulders even more. You have 3 more breaths. Last full breath all the way in. Full exhale breath to empty out. You might bring your hands to the outside of your thighs. With your next inhale, very, very gently bringing your knees back together to touch. Start to heel toe your feet to the outside edge of your mat. Let your knees fall in towards each other. Just feeling that gentle rebound here as you ground down through all 4 corners of each foot. Feeling a gentle inward rotation through your hips. And allowing your whole spine to settle down onto the mat. You might take a moment here, scanning your body from your toes all the way up to the crown of your head. And just starting to notice here where you might be holding on to tension or feeling any really noticeable stress in your physical body. Start to allow your breath to go to those areas. Your breath will help that all release. Taking a few more breaths here. When you're ready to find movement, taking an inhale breath with your knees at center. With your exhale, starting to find those windshield wiper movements. So very, very slowly, very gently, allowing your legs to drop from side to side. And allowing your breath to move your body. Inhaling, knees to center. And exhaling, knees to the side. You are welcome to move as slowly as you feel like you need to. There is never any rush to move. You take your time, you move however you need to move tonight. So just very gently rinsing out the hips from side to side. Doing this 2 or 3 more times to each side. Eventually, pausing back at center. Start to hug both knees in towards your chest. And give yourself a gentle, gentle squeeze. You can rock side to side a little bit. You can draw circles with your knees. Making sure to go both directions. When you're ready, coming back to stillness, starting to reach for the inside or outside edge of both feet, and coming into your happy baby. Legs open up wide, knees drop towards your armpits, and of course, modifying here if you need to. If you're feeling this is too much of a stretch, you can reach for the underside of your thighs. You can reach for your ankles, your shins, just whatever works best for you. Head, neck, and shoulders stay down. Tailbone stays rooted to your mat. Great. Come here. We have guest appearances from all of my menagerie. Sit, sit, sit down. Sit, Grace. You guys are still in your happy baby. Option here to find some movement if that works for you. You can rock side to side. You can kick out into your hands. If you have room behind you, feel free to kick your legs all the way up and over your head. Always exploring your postures and poses however you need to. Staying in your happy baby for 5 more breaths. Finding your edge here. If you can move into this pose a little bit deeper, this is where we want to do it. Gently starting to release, hugging your knees back into your chest. Eventually starting to rock up and down your spine 2 or 3 times and making your way all the way up, finding your tabletop position. So we want to stack shoulders on top of wrists, hips on top of knees, flat back. Once you have your tabletop, starting to work through your cat-cows, inhaling to lift the gaze, drop the belly. Exhaling to round your spine, drop your gaze. You're going to use your own breath here, moving and flowing at your own pace. Of course, taking any movements that your body is craving here. You can shake your hips out from side to side. Stretch out. Just however feels good. There's no right way to do this. There's no wrong way. And working through 4 more full cycles of your breath. course, if you're craving more of these movements, you're welcome to keep going. When you're ready, we're back in that neutral table, and we're going to come into a child's pose. Option here to take a wide-legged variation or keep your knees together. I'm going to take my knees just as wide as my mat and start to bring my hips all the way back to meet my heels, stretching your arms out straight in front of you and allowing your forehead to gently come to the mat. So letting yourself sink in. You're welcome to take a few breaths to get into your pose. If you would like to work into your shoulders a little bit more, you're welcome to take prayer hands at the nape of your neck. If you would like to bring that pose a little bit deeper, you might bring blocks underneath your elbows. And just settling in to your depth in your child's pose. With every breath, every exhale that you take, sinking your hips back a little bit further. And remembering to keep that connection to your breath. And I'm sure a lot of you know that we tend to hold a lot of tension. We hold a lot of emotional tension in our hips. So just noticing anything that might come up for you. There's no judgment. Just letting feelings, letting thoughts come in, and you let them pass. We can't control what thoughts come into our head sometimes, but we can choose whether or not we interact with them. So when things come up, you can choose to let them stay, or you can choose to acknowledge that thought, and you can choose to let it pass you by. Exhaling, hips sink back even further. See if you can relax your shoulders. Softening down every little part of yourself that you can think of here. Your eyebrows, your forehead. Relax your jaw. If you have prayer hands here, just starting to let that go. Arms reach straight out in front of you. Your forehead is down on the mat. And you're going to start to walk your hands over to the left corner of your mat. Maybe placing your right hand on top of your left. Coming into a little bit of a side body stretch. And just giving yourself permission here to be still. There's no rush to do anything, to be anywhere. This is your time. You've created this space for yourself. I am here to hold this space for you. So just allow yourself to be present. Taking 3 more breaths with your hands over to the left. And when you've taken your last breath, making your way back to center. And then gently easing yourself over to the right corner of your mat. Maybe placing your left hand on top of your right this time. And sinking back in. Remembering that throughout our yin practice, it is absolutely okay to feel discomfort. You should feel these poses working in your body, but you do not want to feel pain, any numbness, tingling, pins and needles, any of those sensations that arise. You're going to pull back. Taking your last few breaths with your arms over to the right. And starting to shift back to center. Inhaling to very, very gently make your way up back into your tabletop. Take some cat-cows here, rinse that out. Again, as many times as you like. When you're ready, you're going to spread your fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes, ground down through your palms. Send your hips all the way up and back. Find your downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out your feet here. Go side to side. Take a generous bend through your knees. Inhaling up onto your tippy toes. Exhaling, heels back down. Inhaling up high. Exhaling to push back down. One more time. Inhale, up high. Exhale down. Beautiful. You're going to inhale your right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhaling to step your right foot to the outside edge of your right hand. Drop your back knee. Untuck your toes. And we're finding our way into our lizard. Your right foot is turned to about 2 o'clock, 45-degree angle. You might come onto the knife edge of your foot if that's comfortable for you. Knees pressing out slightly to the side of your mat. If this is enough for you, stay where you are. This can be quite an intense stretch for some people. So if this is as far as you go tonight, this is absolutely perfect. If you feel like you'd like to come down a little bit further, slowly lowering down onto your forearms. Slow, controlled breath here. Remembering to send your breath into those tight, tense areas. Maybe your right hip. And just noticing if you've tensed up anywhere else in your body. Shoulders, neck. If you made fists, let that go, wiggle your fingers. Breathing through any of those uncomfortable sensations. Of course, if you're able to fold forward even further than this, please do. So good. You guys keep breathing here. Nice big exhale breaths. We're going to take 5 more breaths here. All the way into your belly and all the way back out. When you're ready, inhaling to push back up onto your hands. You are welcome to take a twist here. Maybe bringing your gaze up and over your right shoulder. Maybe bending the left leg, foot comes up, you can reach behind you, reaching for that foot if that's part of your practice. And starting to come back to center. Plant both palms on your mat, spread your fingers, tuck your back toes, engage your back leg nice and strong. Inhale, right leg all the way up and back, 3-legged dog, and exhale, right foot down, pedal that out, side to side. When you're ready to move into the other side, inhaling, left leg up, and again, stepping your left foot to the outside edge of your left hand, drop your back knee, untuck your toes, left toes are at about 11 o'clock, knees pushing slightly outward, relax your shoulders, chest is open. Same options here, maybe starting to walk down onto forearms. And just remembering that our bodies are built so differently from side to side, especially through our hips. So if any of my spin friends are out there right now, you guys know one hip is tighter than the other. For me, it's my left hip. So I'm going to stay up on my hands on this side. So just finding whatever your edge is on this side of your body. Coming back to your breath. And finding that stillness in your pose. If you feel like your mind has started to wander, that is okay. Just give yourself a gentle reminder here to bring your focus back to your mat, back to your practice. And of course, the longer we hold these poses, you might find that your edge changes. So if you have it here, if you're with me and you're up on your hands, now you might be able to sink down a little bit deeper. For your last 5 breaths here, just seeing where you can take this pose. Staying connected to that strong, strong breath. And when you're ready, inhaling to push yourself back up onto your hands. Option here to take that twist. Maybe bending the right leg, reaching around for that bind. Beautiful. Letting go of your twist. Hands come back to your mat. This time, you're going to take a step forward with your right foot and land in your yogi squat. So sinking hips all the way down, maybe taking prayer hands here. Elbows come to the inside of your thighs or your knees. If your heels don't quite meet the ground, that is absolutely okay as well. We want to sit up nice and tall, relax the shoulders, and finding that breath again. Full inhales, big, big exhales. When you exhale, I want you to see if you can take that full breath all the way out. See if you can empty out your entire body. So you inhale to fill up, exhale to empty all the way back out. 3 more breaths here. Perfect. Last breath. Inhale. Full exhale. All right, my friends, everybody's favorite. We're going to hit that toe squat. So starting to shift, knees come down onto your mat. You're going to tuck all 10 toes under. If you need to manually adjust so that you get all of those toes under, go ahead and do that. You're going to start to sink your way back into your heels, shoulders down, chest stays open, and very, very slowly, starting to shift your way back. You need to breathe through this. For some people, this is a breeze. This is no big deal. For some people, like me, this can be quite intense. So the longer we stay, the more you're going to feel this. So you're going to take slow micro movements back. Don't rush this one. Just slowly shifting back. Eventually, you might be able to bring your weight back into your hands behind you. Strong breath. We're going to take 5 more. Working through whatever sensations you're feeling. Beautiful. We have 3 more breaths. Last 2 here. Last one. Starting to very slowly bring your hands down to the mat in front of you. Untuck your toes. Do not tap them out. Just releasing that very gently. Tops of your feet come to the mat. And again, sinking back onto your heels. You might bring your hands behind you. You can lift your knees up off the mat. Maybe gently rocking back and forward a little bit. And just rinse that out. Perfect. From here, you're going to swing your legs out to the side and all the way out in front of you, and start to roll slowly, slowly, slowly all the way back down onto your back. Just resetting here, legs wide, arms wide, palms are facing up. Long neutral spine, shoulders down away from the ears. Just grounding back down. Taking 3 breaths here to reset. Leaving your left leg stretched straight out in front of you. Hugging your right knee in towards your chest. Starting to open up into the hip, you're going to pull that right knee in more towards your armpit than directly in towards your chest. You're welcome here to circle out your ankle, making sure to go both directions. You can take bigger circles all the way into your hip if you like as well. Again, just making sure you go both ways. Taking whatever movement you need to, and then coming back to stillness. So thinking about using your inhales to create space in your body, and using your exhales to fill that space. We're not going to stay here for too long. Let's take 3 or 4 more breaths here. starting to release the grip with your right hand. You can let your right arm fall out next to you. Left hand comes to your right shin. And just gently starting to guide your right leg all the way across your body and down onto the floor next to you. Finding a supine twist. Again, taking your time to come into your twist if you need to. If you need a block or a bolster, maybe underneath your right knee, you're welcome to have that. Option here to bring your gaze over your right shoulder. Just taking a nice gentle twist through the spine. Again, using the exhales just to sink in. You have 5 more breaths on this side. Taking your last 2 breaths here. With your next inhale, just coming back to center. Right knee will stay bent. Just starting to hug your left knee in to meet your right. Again, maybe tiny circles here. Rock from side to side. Whatever you need. Eventually finding your grip on your left shin. Extending your right leg straight out in front of you. Just finding that same pose on this side. So again, left knee comes more towards your left armpit than directly in towards your chest. Maybe circling out the ankle or taking those bigger circles all the way into your hip. Always making sure to go both ways. Taking whatever movement you need and then settling back in. My hair looks wild. Again, if you need to, you're checking back in with yourself here. As we start to wind down our practice here, just noticing anything that's come up for you, anything that may have arisen throughout your practice. And I invite you here, if anything heavy has come up, anything that you don't need or anything that you don't wish to carry forward, Just leave it here. Keeping your right hand on your left shin, allowing your left arm to come out next to you, gently, gently starting to guide your left leg up and across, coming into your twist. On the other side, blocks are there if you need them. Gaze might drop over your left shoulder. And just breathing here. As we head into a new week, maybe just asking yourself here what energy you wish to bring into that week. How are you going to tackle this brand new week ahead of you? If you're leaving all of that heavy, negative stuff here, what are you bringing forward with you? Coming deeper into your twist here if you can. Taking your last 5 breaths on the side. With absolutely no rush at all. Starting to unwind. Back to center. Hugging your right knee in to meet your left. Give yourself a squeeze. We are going to make our way into a lymphatic drain. So, if you have a wall handy, you can do this on a wall. If you have a block, bolster, rolled up towel, whatever you happen to have. I'm going to use a block. You're going to be on your back. Just pick your hips up, feet are planted, sliding whatever prop you have underneath your sacrum. It's the lowest, flattest part of your lower back. Arms are right next to you. Legs kick all the way up towards the ceiling. You should not feel this in your core, even a tiny, tiny little bit. If you do, you're going to shimmy your prop down just a little bit until your legs are up with no effort at all. Once you find that spot, you can reach your arms up. Again, you're welcome to close your eyes, let them be heavy here. And just stay as still as you can. Take 3 more breaths. And then very, very gently, very slowly, starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can make fists, spread your fingers, point your toes, flex them back, circle out your ankles, circle out your wrists. Again, we go both ways, and then we start to make these movements a little bit bigger. Kick your feet, shake your hands, and kick, 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 shake, shake, shake. Let it all go for 3 seconds. Last 2, last 1, and pause right at the top. Take an inhale breath, fill all the way up. Big, big exhale, let that go. Inhale, full breath in. Exhale. Inhale to fill all the way up, the deepest breath you've taken all day. Fill up, fill up, fill up, fill up. Open your mouth, big sigh. Very, very slowly. Very, very gently. Arms and legs come back down. Plant your feet. Take your prop out from underneath you. If you were using a wall, you're going to come back onto your mat and start to sink into your final shavasana, your final resting pose, whatever that looks like for you. You're welcome to take any pose, any posture. You're welcome to come into a seated meditation as well. I just have a little reading for you guys before we go. This is called Come Back to Center. Come back to center. That place in you that is still, calm, quiet, and connected. Your center is a place you can trust. It connects the body, mind, heart, and soul. It connects truth, your inner voice, and the divine. Your best work comes from there. Your most loving times come from there. Your insights, awarenesses, and guidance come from being there at that place. Your best decisions and finest moments come from that place. Your center is a place that is quietly confident, unassuming, spontaneous, and free. It is gentle and kind, but it has the power to defend instinctively against attack. Your center is a place that is naturally joyful and at peace. It is accepting, non-judgmental, and it channels the voice of your heart. It knows perfect timing. It knows the rhythm of the universe, the rhythm of all creation, and it delights in its connection to that rhythm. If you must leave your center to learn a lesson, feel a feeling, or experience something new, do that. Take all the side trips you're called to, but come back to your center when you're done. And go to your center first, before you go anywhere else. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It was absolutely my pleasure to guide you through your practice. If you need me for anything, you know where to find me. Please reach out. I miss you guys. I'm always here to chat, to talk, whatever you need. You know where to find me. From my heart to yours, have a wonderful rest of your evening, a beautiful sleep, and I will see you all next time. Namaste.